Your sunscreen is supposed to protect you from cancer. But what if the bottle sitting in your bathroom right now is putting dangerous chemicals directly into your bloodstream every single time you use it? I'm Jay, and after digging through FDA reports, EWG data, and real product recalls, I found 11 sunscreen brands you need to throw out today. Plus the only two that are actually worth your money. And later, I'll reveal the one application mistake that makes even a great sunscreen completely useless. Subscribe now so you never miss another exposed truth. Brands to avoid. Number 11, Banana Boat Ultra Sport. Banana Boat has been around since 1976 and sits on the shelf of virtually every Walmart, Target, and CVS in America. Millions of families trust it without reading the back label. But in 2021, Banana Boat issued a voluntary recall after independent lab testing detected benzene, a chemical the FDA classifies as a known human carcinogen with no safe level of exposure, inside their aerosol cans. On top of that, most Banana Boat formulas rely on oxybenzone as the primary UV filter. A 2020 study published in JAMA found that oxybenzone absorbed into the bloodstream at levels far exceeding the FDA's own safety threshold after just a single full-body application. The FDA itself has stated oxybenzone cannot currently be considered generally recognized as safe and effective. Cons. Recalled for benzene contamination. Oxybenzone absorbs into bloodstream. Synthetic fragrance hides allergens. Hawaii banned oxybenzone-based products entirely. Price? Around $10 to $14. Number 10, Coppertone Sport. Coppertone goes back to 1944 and pulls in over $300 million in annual U.S. sales. But just like Banana Boat, Coppertone Sport was flagged in the 2021 benzene contamination crisis. Independent testing found detectable benzene across multiple products and recalls followed. The formula also relies on avobenzone, which breaks down rapidly in sunlight without proper stabilization, meaning the protection you paid for can silently disappear while you are still outdoors. Many Coppertone formulas also contain methylisothiazolinone, named Allergen of the Year by the American Contact Dermatitis Society. A preservative the EU has already restricted from leave-on skin products. Cons. Linked to 2021 benzene recall. Avobenzone degrades rapidly in sunlight. Contains EU, restricted Allergen of the Year preservative. Heavy synthetic fragrance. Price. Around $11 to $15. Did you grow up putting Coppertone on every summer without knowing any of this? Drop a yes or no in the comments. Number 9. Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Dry Touch. Neutrogena is owned by Johnson & Johnson and is one of the top 3 best-selling sunscreen brands in the U.S. In 2021, J&J voluntarily recalled approximately 5 million bottles of Neutrogena spray sunscreens after benzene was detected, one of the largest sunscreen recalls in U.S. history. A class action lawsuit followed. Beyond the recall, Ultra Sheer is built on homosalate, which a 2021 FDA report found absorbs into the bloodstream at levels up to 15 times the FDA's own safety threshold. The EU has capped homosalate at just 0.5% concentration. In the US, it is still used freely at up to 15%. Cons. Part of a 5 million bottle benzene recall. Homosalate absorbs at 15 times FDA safety threshold. EU restricts this ingredient heavily. Class action lawsuit filed against J&J Price. Around $12 to $18. Number 8. Sunbum Original SPF 50. Sunbum built its identity on beach lifestyle branding, available in over 30,000 retail locations. The cheerful banana-scented packaging positions it as a wholesome, almost natural choice. But Sunbum's core formula still uses oxybenzone, the same FDA-flagged chemical with proven bloodstream absorption. The EWG rates most Sunbum chemical sunscreen variants at a hazard score of 4 to 6 out of 10. For a premium product charging nearly 3 times the price of drugstore alternatives, the formula does not match the branding or the price tag. Cons. Oxybenzone used as primary active ingredient. EWG hazard score 4 to 6. Synthetic fragrance contradicts natural beach branding. Not reef-safe despite ocean marketing. Price? Around $16 to $20. Number 7. Hawaiian Tropic Silk Hydration. Hawaiian Tropic puts orchid and passion fruit extract on the front of the bottle. Most buyers assume they are getting something close to natural skincare, but those exotic botanicals sit at the very bottom of the ingredient list, less than 1% of the formula. The bulk is oxybenzone, homosalate, octosalate, and octocrylene. A 2021 study published in Chemical Research in Toxicology found that octocrylene can degrade inside the bottle over time into benzophenone, a chemical the FDA lists as a reasonably anticipated human carcinogen. A bottle sitting in your hot beach bag all summer may be generating a carcinogenic byproduct on its own. Cons: botanicals under 1% of formula. Octocrylene degrades into a listed carcinogen. Same parent company as recalled banana boat. Heavy fragrance triggers contact dermatitis. Price: around $10 to $16. Have you been buying Hawaiian Tropic because the tropical label made it look natural? Comment "tricked" below. Number 6. Equate Sport Sunscreen. Walmart. Equate is Walmart's in-house brand and one of the cheapest sunscreen options in America, under $6 a bottle. But Equate Sport combines 5 separate FDA-flagged chemical UV filters in a single formula: oxybenzone, octinoxate, homosalate, octosalate, and octocrylene all at once. The FDA's own 2021 proposed rules explicitly state that this combination cannot be considered safe until proper clinical studies are conducted. The cumulative bloodstream absorption of 5 simultaneously used systemic UV filters has simply never been studied. Walmart sells tens of millions of Equate personal care units every year, meaning vast numbers of American families are applying this untested chemical combination to their children's skin every summer. Cons: 5 FDA-flagged chemical UV filters combined. Cumulative bloodstream effect unstudied. Synthetic fragrance and artificial dyes added. Formula prioritizes cost, not safety. Price: around $5 to $8. Number 5. Baby Ganix Mineral-Based Sunscreen SPF 50. This one matters most. Baby Ganix is marketed specifically for babies and young children, one of the top-selling baby sunscreens at Target and Amazon. Parents choose it because it looks like the safest option available. But a Consumer Reports investigation found that Baby Ganix SPF 50 failed to deliver its labeled protection in independent lab testing, with some results showing protection equivalent to SPF 20 or less. For baby skin, thinner, more permeable, and more vulnerable than adult skin, a sunscreen delivering half its promised SPF is a safety failure. The formula also contains phenoxyethanol, which France's Food Safety Agency has recommended limiting for children under 3 due to absorption concerns. Cons: delivered SPF far below labeled SPF 50 in independent testing. Phenoxyethanol flagged for infant use. Mineral-based label misleads on the full formula. Overpriced for underperforming protection. Price: around $14 to $18. Are you a parent who bought Baby Ganix thinking it was the safest option for your child? Drop your answer below. Number 4. Australian Gold Botanical SPF 50. Australian Gold Botanical is constantly recommended on wellness and clean beauty social media as a natural alternative to mainstream chemical sunscreens. But Australian Gold Botanical is a chemical sunscreen. The active filters are octosalate and octocrylene, both FDA-flagged, and octocrylene is the same ingredient that degrades into a listed carcinogen over time. The botanical extracts on the front label are real but present at under 1% of the formula. This is a standard chemical sunscreen with expensive window dressing. The gap between the branding and what is actually inside is one of the widest on this entire list. Cons: chemical sunscreen sold with mineral and botanical branding. Octocrylene degrades into benzophenone carcinogen. Botanicals below 1%. Premium price does not match formula quality. Price: around $18 to $22. Number 3. Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen SPF 40. Supergoop sells for $38 at Sephora and has a massive influencer following. But the active ingredients are avobenzone, homosalate, octosalate, and octocrylene. The exact same cocktail of FDA-flagged chemical UV filters found in products costing a fraction of the price. Homosalate absorbs into the bloodstream at 15 times the FDA's safety threshold. Octocrylene degrades into a listed carcinogen. The silky primer feeling comes from synthetic silicones that trap dead skin and bacteria over time. The EWG rates it at a hazard score of 5. You are paying $38 for packaging and influencer marketing on top of a formula that performs no better than a $10 drugstore sunscreen. Cons: $38 price for 4 FDA-flagged chemical UV filters. Homosalate at bloodstream absorbing concentrations. Silicone base clogs pores over time. EWG hazard score 5. Price: around $38. Number 2. Neutrogena Beach Defense SPF 70 Spray. SPF 70 sounds like superior protection, but the FDA has stated there is no evidence. SPF values above 50 provide meaningfully greater protection, and high SPF labeling may cause people to apply sunscreen less often because they feel overprotected. The formula combines homosalate, oxybenzone, octocrylene, and octisalate in an aerosol spray, creating inhalation exposure on top of skin absorption. This product was also part of Neutrogena's 2021 benzene recall. Every element, the inflated SPF number, the recalled formula, the aerosol format, the 4 simultaneous FDA-flagged filters, works against the consumer while appearing to protect them. Cons: FDA says no benefit over SPF 50. Inflated SPF creates false confidence, part of 2021 benzene recall. Aerosol format creates inhalation risk. 4 simultaneous FDA-flagged chemical filters. EWG hazard score 7. Price: around $13 to $17. Number 1. Coppertone Water Babies SPF 50. A sunscreen marketed for babies and toddlers should be held to the absolute highest safety standard. Coppertone Water Babies is one of the best-selling children's sunscreens in America, trusted by parents for generations. But the formula uses oxybenzone on the thinnest, most permeable, most vulnerable skin that exists. The EU does not permit oxybenzone in sunscreens for children at all. Multiple European health authorities have specifically flagged it as inappropriate for infant and toddler skin due to endocrine disruption concerns. The American Academy of Pediatrics has also recommended that parents avoid oxybenzone-containing sunscreens for young children. That a product containing this ingredient is still sold as a baby sunscreen in the US is exactly why reading labels matters. Cons: oxybenzone used on baby skin, banned for children in the EU. American Academy of Pediatrics recommends avoiding oxybenzone for young children. Synthetic fragrance added. Parent company linked to benzene recall. Price: around $12 to $16. The only 2 worth using. Number 2. Blue Lizard Sensitive Mineral Sunscreen SPF 50+. Blue Lizard has been trusted by dermatologists since 1999. The active ingredients are non-nanozinc oxide and titanium dioxide, the only 2 UV filters the FDA classifies as generally recognized as safe and effective. These mineral filters sit on top of the skin and physically reflect UV rays instead of absorbing into your bloodstream. Fragrance-free, paraben-free, zero chemical UV filters, and an EWG hazard score of 1, the absolute lowest possible. Skin Cancer Foundation recommended and safe for the whole family. Pros: only FDA, GRASE-rated UV filters, zero bloodstream absorption, EWG hazard score 1, fragrance and paraben-free. Skin Cancer Foundation recommended. Price: around $14 to $18. Have you ever tried a mineral sunscreen, or do you always reach for a chemical one? Tell me in the comments. Number 1. Elte MD UV Clear Broad Spectrum SPF 46. Elte MD UV Clear is the number 1 dermatologist-recommended sunscreen in the US and has held that title for over a decade. The active ingredient is 9% zinc oxide, purely mineral, purely FDA GRASE rated, zero bloodstream absorption, no oxybenzone, no homosalate, no octocrylene. What puts EltaMD above everything else is what it does beyond protection. Niacinamide reduces redness and hyperpigmentation. Hyaluronic acid hydrates. It applies with no white cast, absorbs cleanly, and is non-comedogenic. Yes, it costs $39, similar to Supergoop. But every dollar is in the formula, not the marketing. Pros: 9% zinc oxide, 0 bloodstream absorption. Niacinamide reduces redness and dark spots. EWG hazard score 1. Number 1 dermatologist recommended in the US, non-comedogenic, safe for acne and rosacea-prone skin. Price: around $39. The application: mistake that makes even a great sunscreen useless. Here is the tip I promised. The average person applies only 25 to 50% of the amount needed to actually hit the labeled SPF. You need 1 full ounce for the body and a quarter teaspoon for the face. And when you apply half that, protection does not drop by half. It can fall from SPF 50 down to SPF 7 in real conditions. Apply more than you think you need and reapply every 2 hours outdoors. The best sunscreen in the world only works if you use it right. So now you know the 11 brands to throw out, the only 2 worth trusting, and the 1 mistake sabotaging your protection every day. Your skin and your family will thank you. If this opened your eyes, smash subscribe and hit the bell. New exposed truth every single week.